Despite being neighboring states in the American West, Wyoming and Colorado present a striking contrast in population and development. Colorado is home to nearly 6 million people, with booming cities like Denver and Colorado Springs. But Wyoming? Fewer than 600,000 people live in a state larger than the entire United Kingdom. And it's not because it's far from everything. Yellowstone, the Grand Tetons, and some of the most iconic American landscapes are right here. It has open roads, wide skies, rich natural resources, and no state income tax. So why do so few people live here, especially compared to Colorado, the state right next door? In this video, we'll explore why, digging into the land, the laws, the money, and the history that shaped two very different futures. Geography and climate. One of the key reasons why Wyoming is vastly emptier than Colorado lies in its geography and climate. Although both states are located in the Rocky Mountain region and share high elevations, Wyoming's terrain and weather are far less favorable for settlement and urban development. Much of Wyoming is made up of dry plateaus, rugged mountains, and remote basins, with limited access to water and a generally higher elevation. In contrast, Colorado benefits from the Front Range corridor, a relatively flat and sheltered area along the eastern edge of the Rockies, where major cities like Denver, Boulder, and Colorado Springs have flourished. This region offers more hospitable conditions for transportation, agriculture, and urban expansion. Additionally, Wyoming is one of the driest and windiest states in the U.S., experiencing long, harsh winters and low annual precipitation, which make large-scale agriculture and year-round living more difficult. Colorado, on the other hand, enjoys a more moderate and varied climate, along with greater water availability and more fertile plains in its eastern region. Urbanization. Another major factor contributing to the population gap between Wyoming and Colorado is the stark difference in urbanization. Colorado is home to large, growing cities, especially Denver, whose metro area alone houses over 3 million people, more than 5 times Wyoming's entire population. Along with Denver, the Front Range urban corridor links several major cities with strong infrastructure, job markets, and universities, making it a magnet for migration, investment, and innovation. In contrast, Wyoming has no major metropolitan area. Its largest city, Cheyenne, has fewer than 70,000 residents and functions more like a large town. The state's economy, based on industries like ranching, coal, and oil, doesn't support dense populations or urban development. With limited higher education opportunities and fewer amenities, many young people leave Wyoming for better prospects elsewhere. Economic growth. Moreover, Colorado and Wyoming have a difference in economic growth and diversification. Wyoming's economy is heavily reliant on natural resource extraction, especially coal, oil, natural gas, and cattle ranching. These industries are capital-intensive, but not labor-intensive, while the cost of living, especially housing, is generally lower in Wyoming than in Colorado. Employment opportunities are often more limited and less diverse, which can discourage potential residents. Meanwhile, Colorado has developed a broad, dynamic economy that includes industries such as technology, aerospace, healthcare, tourism, renewable energy, and finance. This economic diversity creates a wide range of jobs, attracting skilled workers, businesses, and entrepreneurs from across the country. Major cities like Denver and Boulder have become innovation hubs, drawing in both investment and population growth. In addition, Colorado's vast ski resorts and national parks attract a significant tourism industry, which supports a large service industry. Historical settlement patterns. During the 19th century, Colorado attracted large waves of settlers due to major gold and silver rushes, especially around the Denver area. These early booms led to the rapid establishment of towns, railroads, and infrastructure that formed the foundation for long-term urban growth. Denver quickly became a political and economic hub, solidifying its status as a regional center by the late 1800s. In contrast, Wyoming's settlement was slower and more limited in scope. The state's economy was primarily based on ranching, fur trading, and later, mining, but none of these industries required or supported large, dense populations. While the railroad did pass through Wyoming, notably through towns like Cheyenne and Laramie, these places served more as transportation stops than population centers. Without a major economic catalyst like Colorado's gold rush, Wyoming lacked the early momentum needed to spur urban growth and attract settlers in large numbers. Moreover, much of Wyoming's land was difficult to farm due to its dry climate and rugged terrain, making it less appealing for homesteaders. Meanwhile, eastern Colorado's more fertile plains supported agriculture and permanent settlement, encouraging population clusters that eventually grew into cities. Infrastructure and accessibility. Another key factor contributing to Wyoming's low population is its limited infrastructure and accessibility, especially when compared to Colorado. Over time, Colorado has developed a dense and modern transportation network, including major highways, rail lines, and one of the busiest airports in the country, Denver International Airport. This connectivity has made the state highly accessible for both people and goods, encouraging business activity, tourism, and population growth. Cities along the Front Range corridor are linked by interstate highways like I-25 and I-70, further supporting economic integration and urban expansion. Wyoming's infrastructure is sparse and more rural in nature. The state lacks large commercial airports and major transit hubs, and its road network serves a much smaller and more dispersed population. As a result, it is less connected to national and global markets, making it harder to attract large businesses, skilled workers, or frequent visitors. Public transportation options are minimal, and access to healthcare, education, and cultural amenities is often limited outside of a few small towns. Higher education. Education and innovation are also key drivers of urbanization, and in this regard, Colorado has a major advantage. Colorado has a strong and diverse higher education system, with major universities like the University of Colorado Boulder, Colorado State University, and the University of Denver. These institutions attract tens of thousands of students from across the country and abroad, creating a young, educated population that supports the growth of urban areas, startups, and knowledge-based industries. Wyoming has a much smaller educational landscape, with only one main public university, the University of Wyoming in Laramie, and a few community colleges scattered across the state. While the quality of education may be solid, the limited number of institutions and programs reduces the state's ability to attract or retain students, educators, and professionals. As a result, many young people leave Wyoming after graduation to pursue careers and advanced education elsewhere. Furthermore, the presence of major universities in Colorado supports research, innovation, and business partnerships, making the state more attractive to companies seeking skilled talent. In conclusion, while Wyoming and Colorado share a border and similar natural beauty, they have followed very different paths of development. Factors such as harsh climate, rugged geography, limited infrastructure, a narrow economic base, fewer educational opportunities have all contributed to Wyoming's sparse population. Meanwhile, Colorado has benefited from urban growth, economic diversity, a strong education system, and accessible infrastructure, allowing it to attract millions of residents and build thriving cities. Ultimately, Colorado has become a hub of innovation and opportunity, while Wyoming remains a land of open skies, quiet towns, and vast, untamed landscapes, a state shaped more by nature than by people. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, feel free to share your favorite fact in the comments below. See you in the next video.